Hi, I'm Mark from Peachtree Crafting, and today I'm going to show you how I made this Christmas gonk. Roll the intro. This video is part of a paid advertisement for Dremel, and I used the Dremel 4000, this one, this little beauty, with the Flexshaft attached to shape and carve out the Christmas gonk. I'm now going to show you how I did that. Cheers. It's important to make sure you wear the correct protective gear when using any power tool. Firstly, a face mask to stop you breathing in the dust and fumes. Some eye protection, so there's no chips or bits go into your eye. And lastly, I use some sound cancelling headphones, but any ear protectors will do to protect your ears. So that's your eyes, your lungs and your ears protected. And listen to some great tunes while you're at it. Okay, here we are right at the very beginning of the project. This is one of my wife's gonks. This is the one that gave me the idea to make this, and I'm just drawing out its rough general shape on the wood. It's not 100% accurate, and I'm not an artist, so it's not perfect. Here I am using the bandsaw to cut out the rough shape before I start shaping it proper. I'm using a 4 teeth per inch blade on the bandsaw, and I'm cutting just outside the line and I have plenty of opportunity to shape it correctly, so I don't want to cut in too far and make too many sharp angles where I don't need them. As usual, when using a bandsaw, mind your fingers. Here I'm using the Dremel Flexshaft with a carving tool just to go over my pencil lines so I don't lose the definition of the lines when I start sanding using the sanding wheel. Apologies for the quality of the video in this section. So here I am using the Flexshaft again with a sanding drum this time, just to get the gonk shaped. With the Flexshaft it's really easy to hold, and you can get that little extra bit of detail than you would if you were using the Dremel holding it itself. This took a fair bit of time, probably hour and a half, just to get it shaped to as I wanted it. And I went over a few times. There you see me carving out the beard, just to make that a little more defined. I think I did a little bit too much detail on this because at the next stage I burn it and I'll lose that detail, so something to remember for next time. I don't need to make it so detailed if I'm using the same process at least. Quick going over with the sandpaper just to get rid of the rough edges if there are any. I really enjoy this process. Apologies if I say it wrong. Sushi-ban, basically burning the wood to seal it. It adds some great texture to the wood. It's a Japanese process. You need to seal all the sides. Probably not as important on a piece of wood this thick. On a thinner piece of wood, if you don't, it'll bow. And on one of my other projects, which may come out soon, I actually worked to my advantage because I made a poppy. So I only did it on one side, burnt it on one side, so it bowed like a petal would. I really enjoy doing this. As you will notice, I lost most of the definition from the details I carved in, so I'll either need to carve them deeper next time or not bother if I'm going to be painting afterwards. I'm not a pyromaniac, but I enjoy burning the wood. It's also important to note that I did this outside with some water nearby to put out the fire should I need to, and I was wearing goggles and a respirator. PPE is important. Okay, it's time to brush off all that charcoal, just to reveal the shape, the texture, and the wood underneath. Again, I did this outside, and I was wearing a respirator. Should have been wearing gloves as well, just so I don't have to wash my hands as much. But this process really brings out detail in the grain. I love doing this. As you can see, it leaves a lovely finish on the wood. Okay, and time to get it painted. Nicola, my wife, chose the colours for this. She likes the greys, so that's the colour I'm going for. Using acrylic paint on this, it goes on nice and easy. And then just if you want to distress it slightly, you can just give it a brush off just before it gets fully dry. This didn't take too long to do, and it really brings out the detail. I especially like his beard. The wood grain makes it look like the beard's always been there, if that makes a lot of sense. I didn't have a skin colour for the nose. I made the best match that I could. Probably not perfect. If I did this again, I would probably buy a skin colour. Then just tidying up my edges and going round with a black acrylic pen just to highlight where the edges should be. Here you can see me going over with just a silver pen just to add a bit of grey into the beard and brush it off. And there we go. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how I made this. It was fun to do. I don't know where the idea came from. It just popped into my head at some point. The wife has a few of these gonks lying around. I saw this area here on this piece of wood and thought that looks like a beard. And then the idea just clicked in my head, and then I just had to crack on and do it. Unfortunately, that's how my mind works. And sometimes when I've got a bee in my bonnet, I just need to get on and do it. Using the Dremel to get this done was a piece of cake. As you can see from the video, the sanding tool, the carving tool, just made it so easy to do. So I'm quite glad I did this. It's now going to go pride of place with all the Christmas ornaments. So thank you very much. If you liked this, I really would appreciate a subscribe, a like and comment below. He hasn't got a name yet. Hopefully we'll get a name picked in the next few days. But if you want to suggest a name in the comments below, please do so. And follow me over on Instagram. I'm active most days on stories or posts. Plenty of reels on there. So I'd appreciate your support. Thank you and see you next time. Cheers.